everyone, Christina Cuddlebear here, and today we are playing After Hours. This is a fan of Finance of Freddy's Sun and Moon game. It's like one of those reader names. I don't forget the name of it. It's a read game, and we are gonna play a new game. I think I've played this before, but I can't remember. We're gonna put in my name, Christina, spelled correctly. This is correct. Let me go back. I wonder, can I put Christina Cuddlebear? I can just put Christina. Okay. Yes, that's correct. Bro, I love that badge. Nope. Vanessa. Christina? Hey, wake up. Oh, there is volume. My bad. Let's put the volume at like mid. The music like mid. Sounds would do mid. There we go.
No sleeping on the job.
Okay. Let me just turn up that voice a little bit. Like so. There we go. While I block it out with my arm, Vanessa finally turns off her flashlight and lightly scoffs in annoyance. How long was I asleep at this table? Lowering my arm, I have a small toolbox in front of me, and my phone is resting where I had my head laid down. Its shape is probably imprinted onto my face right now.
Good lord, when was the last time you slept?
Probably a week ago.
Very funny. Just get up and get started. I'll keep quiet if you just do your job, alright?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, get to it.
Vanessa walks off as I stand up and stretch, feeling my joints pop when I raise my arm above my head. I'm gonna grab a water real quick because, man, my mouth is getting dry. Deciding not to waste any more time, I pick up my toolbox and phone before heading through the massive door leading on into the daycare. The daycare's bright lights and rainbow colors are practically blinding compared to the rest of the pizza place. Interesting. Or maybe I just haven't fully woken up yet. Okay, that makes sense. Time to get this over with. I open up a panel behind the desk and cringe at the mess of wires in the wall. As much as I wish I could, I can't rush through this. I'll have to deal with each generator one at a time. Whatever, if it means I get to go to sleep sooner, I'll do it. Okay. Click the end of each cable in the correct order to proceed. Alright. Man, I just hit my elbow. Ah, okay. So we got one going around here. Is this the right one? Can I not? Okay, there we go. Two. This one. There we go. And there we go. Standing back up, I stretch again, palms on my back, as I let out a tired sigh. That is until I hear the faint sound of what I think are gears and other mechanical bits turning, followed by something landing in the ball pit near the back. Okay, I'm mad. I'm not mad. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's just the daycare attendant. After all, they should be the only other thing in here. In the small stage landing into their room. Leading. Why did I say literally. Is directly above the ball pit. Yeah, go figure. Not that I know a lot about them. The staff hasn't said much. And since I'm still new here, I haven't even met them yet, nor have I met other animatronics like the Glamrox or DJ.
This is just a different Christina. This is not the animatronic one. She already knows you.
Most of the robots I've gotten acquainted with have been the staff bots all over the building. Why? I start walking to the ball pit, scanning it for signs of movement as I stand on the edge. That is until...
Hello? Hey there, friend!
Good bot!
I remember seeing you around. Are you new here?
Look, a squirrel! I'm literally... Something or someone jumps up in front of me, and I'm suddenly lifted off the ground. Before I can even answer, I notice his eyes turn a light blue color, scanning me. I'm stunned into silence, staring at the robot in front of me as he steps out of the ball pit, holding me from underneath my arms as if I weigh nothing. Yeah?
Oh, that's so fun. It's not every day I see a new member of staff here. It's pretty empty when all the kids go home, you know.
I'll definitely have to get used to how energetic this guy seems. He finally sets me back down, making sure I'm able to stand on both feet before letting go. Thanks, and yeah, I'm new here. Just finishing up my first week, actually.
Oh, and how's that been? Good, I hope.
Yeah, it's gone pretty smoothly so far. I start walking back to the desk, but the tall robot decides to follow me, like he's a lost puppy!
By the way, could you tell me your name? My name's Sun, but people come up with all sorts of nicknames like Sunny, Sunray, Sundew. Some of the kids even call me Sunbro.
Can you repeat that one more time? I'm joking. Oh. Not gonna lie, I thought your name was Sundrop until now.
Oh, that's fine. A lot of people do that. And the name kind of stuck over time, which is fine by me.
Okay. Cool. My preferred name is Christina, by the way.
Well, it's great to meet you.
You're gonna say my name? I'm joking. I can't help but smile a bit. But duty calls, so I make my way to one of the computers on the desk. I can finally see his face reflected on the screen as he watches what I am doing.
What you need the light off for?
Nothing. I have to test all of the generators in here to make sure they're working. Whoever messed with them last time I hit my mic, whoever messed with them left them a mess, so I have to do it one at a time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Considering how wordy he's been so far, such a short answer tells me something's up. Then again, I just met the guy. I could be over analyzing. Something wrong?
No, just noticed how tired you look. That's all.
Do I actually kind of do look tired, I'm not gonna lie.
I'll be right back. Gonna get something for you.
What? Wait, what? Why?
Just something to help carry you through the night. Judging by how many wires and generators you have to deal with, I have a feeling you might be here for a while.
How do you know that? Fair enough. Sun smiles before walking off somewhere. I put in the command to turn off the power in daycare. The music once playing from the speakers on the ceiling comes to a halt. Silence blanking over the massive daycare as the computer screens become my only light resource, or source, basically. Removing my flashlight from my belt, I turn it on as I start making my way towards the play structures, since that's where the generators are located, for some reason. It's eerily quiet. Quiet? What am I saying? As I try finding the structure with the first generator, the lack of the true ambience forces my footsteps to echo. The glowing red light of one of the generators enter my sight, so I continue on. Somewhere above me, I hear gears turning. I shine my flashlight towards the ceiling, only to see nothing's there. Sun? Sun? And that's when I run! I flinch at the noise frantically, shining everywhere, shining my light to see what's there. That didn't sound like Sun. Sun, are you there? You cackling? You need some ibuprofen. How about some cough drops? No, better yet, sun drop. Like, ah! I've dropped my flashlight and I'm sitting on the ground after stumbling back from being startled. In front of me is the robot I've seen on the Moondrop posters, giggling hysterically. He seems proud of himself. I sigh, pick up my flashlight, and get back up to continue what I was doing. Well, if I wasn't awake before, I'm definitely am now. He finally stops laughing after I say that. He makes a noise that sounds like he's clearing his throat before he starts to follow me.
Sorry for the scare. I couldn't help myself.
Sure. I take the first path into the play structure. I see hoping to find the first generator sooner rather than later.
You're going the wrong way.
Am I? I turn around and he has his arms crossed as he leans against the structure. Yeah.
Yeah, I could lead you to the generator if that would make you feel better.
What are you talking about? What do you mean by that? I think about it for a second. If this guy's anything like Sun, hopefully he actually means what he says. Fine. I crawl back out of the structure and he starts leading me to a different path. He clearly knows his way around since we found the generator rather easily.
There you go.
He sits beside me as I go to turn it on, his glowing red eyes watching me as I do my job. Maybe it's just me, but don't you think those red eyes are kinda intimidating for a daycare attendant?
Yes, I've been told that before. It was a bug that made them look like this. But that's been resolved. The red eyes stuck, but they're not hurting anyone.
Fair enough. The red does look kinda cool with the blue and white, I suppose.
Why, thank you.
Don't take it out of context, you little... I roll my eyes, a faint smile on my face. Now that I think about it, I never told you my name, did I?
I already know.
It's Christina. Oh! Did Sun tell you?
In a way, we're technically the same.
What does that mean? You two look similar. What does that mean?
We are the same body. I mean, Sunny can still see and hear everything that's going on as we speak.
Really? Huh. So he has, or he was in on the prank too.
No, he's still lecturing me for it.
I bet he is. Serves you right.
I was just messing with you. But if you want, I won't do it again. For now.
Don't. Moon laughs a bit, leaning back against the wall of the structure.
I do think you should continue with that job of yours, though.
Right. Right on to it. Focusing back on the generator, I flip the switch and watch as the red light on the device turns green. Well, looks like that works. I flip it again before making my way back out of the structure, and I hear Moon following close behind. Standing up straight, I attach my flashlight onto my belt before searching my arms above my head. Stretching, not searching. What am I saying? I sigh, arms dropping back to my sides as I go to turn the lights on from the desk. I hear the lights turn back on and the music of the daycare start playing as I turn around and flinch at the sight of Sun already there, smiling brightly.
Hello again.
You need some coffee! Hey, so you two just switch whenever you need to, right?
No, it depends on whether the lights are on or not. I'm in charge when the lights are on, and Moody's in charge when they're off. I still don't like that he decided to scare you, though.
Weirdly enough, the sight of him irritated with his arms crossed is weirdly endearing. Okay, woman, don't you dare start. Hey, don't worry about that. I'm over it. Sun just pouts, turning his head away from me. I smile at the sight. Why do they keep the generators in there anyway? Don't you think it would be kind of dangerous to keep the generators in a place kids would be playing in?
Oh, well, that's just a temporary thing. They've kind of been out of commission, so thankfully they couldn't hurt anyone anyway.
And when exactly are these things getting moved? Sun looks like he's about to respond, but goes silent for a minute. I can literally hear the gears turning in his head. He just shrugs. Well, isn't that reassuring? I turn back to the desk so I can keep track of my progress on it it is a short checklist to keep track of how each generator is working. Oh, it's a little tiny! What? I don't know, baby. That better be a popsicle or nothing. But like, what is that? It's cute. I start looking around for a pin. Oh, that's a pin. What? When Sun sticks his hand in front of my face, holding one with a cute little dinosaur on the cap.
Here you go.
I smile at the gesture, taking the pin so I can mark my progress. Thanks. Alright, here we go again. I go back to the cables, sighing at the tangled mess I still have to deal with. Okay, let's see. I really like the wire thing. It's really cool. If they did do like an update and they added more onto it, it'd be cool if they did like more mini games. So that's 1. 2 is 3. 4. I stand up. Sorry, my lips are dry. I'm like licking my lips. I'm over here. What? I stand up, take a look at my work. Time to do it all again, I guess. As I go to turn the light off again, I hear music blasting from somewhere else, which is weird since usually the radio is off when the Pizzaplex is closed for the night. Any idea what that music is?
That's the DJ. Oh, he makes his own music, so it's out of the ordinary to hear it during the night when everyone's gone home.
Oh, okay.
I'd love to be friends with him, but I'm too busy to leave this place most of the time.
Really?
Yep.
When was the last time you left this place? Oh, that was a good answer.
Okay, well, technically I've never left.
Oh, really?
But every hour when the power gets rerouted, Mooney goes on patrol around the Pizzaplex to make sure we don't get any intruders. He says the DJ makes for good company.
I rub my eyes, feeling my lack of sleep catching up to me again. The stress of a new job is really taking a toll on my sleep schedule, I think. Why do they need Moon to patrol this place? Isn't that what the staff bots are for?
The staff bots help alert Moon to anything or anyone that shouldn't be there.
I let out a yawn as I go back to the computer. That's cool. Switching the lights off, the daycare once again descends into mostly silence. I hear gears whirling behind me as Moon hums slightly. No. Oh boy, what gave that away?
You look like you're going to pass out.
I wish I could. I hear Moon step away for a minute. Yawning again, I take my flashlight off my belt as I start to approach the play structures. Stopping once I'm a few feet away from the desk. I wait for Moon to come back, since I have a feeling I'll get lost if he doesn't help me with finding the other generators. Hearing the sound of gears whirring above me, I point my flashlight towards the ceiling. He's easier to find this time, probably because he's not trying to startle me again. He lowers himself to the floor, a long cable hooked onto his back from the ceiling, so that's how he flies around the place? There you are.
Here, take this.
He holds out an already open soda can for me to take, a grape-flavored Fizzy Fizz, to be specific. Thanks.
No problem. Sonny meant to get it for you earlier, but I had something different in mind.
He has a smug grin on his face. Yeah, you decided to scare me half to death. I roll my eyes and take a long sip of the carbonated heart attack in a can.
Come on. Live a little.
Checking the watch on my other hand, I see that it's already nearing 1 in the morning. For the hour I've spent awake, I've gotten surprisingly little done. Great. You want to help with the other generators or what? Moon's expression didn't change. He just stares at me for a moment before speaking.
You look exhausted.
I am exhausted.
Shouldn't you take a break then?
I take another sip of soda, raising an eyebrow. And do what?
Well, I have my hourly patrol to take care of. You could always handle it all.
You know what? Yeah, sure. I can't. I have to keep working. Just as long as Vanessa doesn't see me, I guess. Moon's smile grew ever so slightly at my statement, but it seemed like more of a genuine smile than gremlin look from earlier.
I doubt that'll happen. The pizza box is a big place, so the chances of her running into us are rather small.
Why am I thinking Marge for Simpsons? I know, but still.
Trust me, it won't happen. Besides, you need to take it easy for a while. You look like you're ready to pass out.
I'd love to, if I didn't have a job to do. The cable still attached to his back, Moon hovers ever so slightly above the ground before approaching me.
Not right now, you don't.
Without another word, Moon wraps his arms around my torso before the cable lifts him up at least 40 feet above the ground. Holy! Panic, I cling onto him as I stare at the ground far beneath us. Moon doesn't seem to react, simply navigating through the air, carrying me with him.
Don't worry. I won't drop you.
You better not. Moon clearly knows this place like the back of his hand, because it only takes around a few minutes for us to reach the atrium, with the giant holograms of the glare marks still active despite the Pizzaplex being closed for the night. We pass over a few security bots who pay us no mind. Occasionally one will look up at us and then continue on with the same blank expression as every other bot. Eventually, I get used to being so high off the ground. Moon says nothing as he scans the area for intruders, thankfully seeing nothing out of the ordinary. Moon lands on a railing on the 3rd floor of the atrium, likely about to change directions and head somewhere else. That is until an alarm starts blaring from one of his speakers and he suddenly turns to look in a different direction. Hopping off the railing, Moon sets me down before hovering off the ground again.
Stay here. One of the staff bots alerted me to an intruder.
Oh, okay. Before I can get another word in, Moon leaves, pushing off the railing to give himself a boost as he flies off. Sighing, I look up and I see another staff bot looking at me, seemingly confused. Just guessing by the way it stops and tilts its head when it sees me. It's hard to tell what these guys are thinking when they basically can't emote. You tell me if Vanessa's nearby, right? The bot stares. I stare back. I nod in understanding before going to sit in one of the booths at El Chips. Staring at the menu on the other side of the small restaurant, I remember something important. I haven't eaten anything since this morning? Woman, you need to eat some food! I'm like, maybe that's also why I feel so out of it. If only I could inhale the pictures of food on the wall. I tried the next best thing and searched behind the counter for basically anything that's edible. I find an unopened bag of nachos. Good enough. I head back to the booth, opening the bag of chips and eating my makeshift lunch. Peering back into the atrium, the bot isn't there anymore. From where I'm sitting, it looks like a number of staff bots around seems pretty spare in general. Maybe they're gone to wherever Moon is? Not that I know where he went anyway. I didn't think much of it, simply continuing to fuel up on chips while listening to the droning ambience of the many bright lights in the atrium. I can feel my ears ringing from the silence. That and the sound of me eating the chips alone becomes definitely loud. Maybe I somehow got used to the daycare's non-stop music loop already. It feels strangely empty here without it. The lack of ambience is almost unbearable. Standing up, I go to throw away the now empty chip bag, one hand on my head as my vision goes blurry for a moment as if I stood up too fast. Walking back to the railing, I lean against it, looking down and squeezing my eyes shut as I try to quell the nauseating feeling. When I open them again, my vision is still fading in and out. And it is just me, or does my vision seem weirdly red? Stumbling back, I look around for one of the staff bots for help, disoriented by whatever is happening to me. But instead of a staff bot, what I vaguely see approaching me from the right is a gray humanoid silhouette and two bright red eyes fixated on me. Intruder. Startled, I make a run for the stairs, hoping to find a staff bot somewhere nearby. My vision still hasn't fixed itself. In fact, it's gotten worse as I misstep and stumble down the first short flight of stairs. I force myself back up, using the railing for support before something grabs the back of my shirt. Fight back, hold onto the railing. I don't let go of the railing as I look behind me, now more clearly seeing the face of a gray rabbit costume with bright red eyes and a gaping black grin. What are you? I can't even hear my own voice. The ringing drowns it out completely as whoever it is successfully drags me away from the railing and back up the stairs as I try to grab at anything I can. Reduced to a ragdoll, it gets harder and harder for me to try and escape as I am dragged back into El Chips. I helplessly try to grab at the tile floor to no avail. The ringing is overpowered by the sound of my own heart pounding in my head at the point. We're nearing the kitchen at the back of the small restaurant, blocked off by a metal door. I'm running out of time. I try kicking my attacker, but they seem unfazed, using just one arm to drag me back. The other hand wields a large kitchen knife. They're going to hurt me. They're going to drag me into the kitchen and hurt me. Where's Vanessa? Does she know what's happening? Would she be able to find us? Would I be dead and buried before anyone even knew I was gone? I'm just barely able to cling onto the corner of the counter, trying to buy whatever time I can. Call for help. I try calling for someone, anyone, to help me, unsure if I can be even heard as my grip on the counter starts to slip. Call for staff bot. My attacker has both hands on the back of my shirt and is pulling hard. One of my hands slipped from the counter. I can't hang on it much longer. I'm going to go. Call for Moon. Moon, help me please. My hand slipped from the counter and I'm dragged back. I'm practically clawing at the floor, but the costumed stranger yanks me back before pushing open the door to the kitchen and throwing me in. There's no lights on in here, so I'm almost completely drowned in the darkness as I land on the cold tile floor, save for the small beam of light coming through beyond the door. Looking behind me, I see that bit of light starting to slip away as the attacker's silhouette starts to merge with the darkness, my red eyes being the only thing I see, and probably the last thing I see. The beam of light from beyond the door floods back into the room, and the gray rabbit is nowhere to be seen. My vision finally starts to clear up as I look towards whatever landed nearby. A different pair of red eyes looks back at me, and lunges in my direction. I scurry backwards, panicked, until two familiar robotic arms grab me, pulling me back out of the kitchen and into the atrium. I can finally see it clearly, and the ringing noise is completely replaced by my racing heartbeat. I stare out into nothing, even as if I'm carried into the air. Flying back from the atrium to the daycare, Moon's grip on me is so strong that he's on the verge of crushing my spine. Brother, chill. He finally starts to slow down as we pass over the daycare wall, the once eerie silence hanging over us. We make a smooth landing on the floor, the cable on the back unhooking and retreating back to the ceiling as I am placed on the ground. He doesn't let go, though. It's almost feels like his arms are shaking, or maybe that's me? I can't see his face. He's slouched in a way where my head is almost resting on his shoulder, and he's staring at the floor. His arms finally loosen, as if he just let out a relieved sigh before letting go of me. I myself can't find words for what just happened. Whenever I open my mouth to speak, my mind is completely blank. Instead, I drop to the floor. My fight or flight is still kicked in, and my hands are shaking uncontrollably. Moon's expression darkens slightly. Does he want to say something? His faceplate turns slightly, and he walks over to something on the floor a few yards away. He silently picks it up and returns it to me. My flashlight. I'm pretty sure I can hear his fans revving up, and he looks like he's deep in thought. He sits down in front of me, resting his faceplate on the palm of his hand.
Did she hurt you at all?
I fidget with the flashlight a bit. Batteries dead. No. Thank God.
Good. I'm sorry for not being sooner.
Aw, it's okay. Bruh. Well, I mean, it makes sense because he went the opposite direction. It could have been Gregory, but yeah. It's fine.
You could have died.
Well, I didn't. You still showed up quickly enough that it didn't happen, so...
Barely.
Why do you care so much anyway? I basically just got here. And, well, you barely know me.
This is my job.
Okay.
I don't just look after the kids. Everyone that steps into the building is my responsibility. And that includes you.
Moon suddenly gets back up and walks over to the massive doors by the desk. Where are you going?
Locking this place up. Whoever attacked you is still in the building. I can't leave you alone here go deal with it.
I don't know how to react.
And bringing you with me is too risky.
I watch as Moon moves various objects in front of the door, from desk chairs to smaller play structures, basically anything decently heavy enough to barricade the door. Can't you just lock it?
Already did, but I'm not taking any chances.
Eventually, I'm able to stand up again and go over to the charging dock by the desk to recharge my flashlight.
I'm guessing you'd rather get out of here sooner than later, right?
Not in a rush to leave by myself, really. I live alone, so...
Oh, still, you can't stay here forever. Well, if you want to keep going with the generators, just say the word.
Right. I remove my flashlight from the charging dock, and sure enough, it works. I turn it on and point it back at the structures. Shall we? Moon nods, and we waste no time finding the next generator. Thankfully, it works just fine now. With that over with, we go back to the desk to turn the lights back on. Speaking of, I wonder how Sun's taking all of this. Moon did say they can both see and hear everything happening, even if they're not the one piloting the robot body. I catch a glimpse of the time as I'm turning the lights back on. 2 a.m. The daycare is slowly lit up, and as usual, the music comes back on. Even with the cheerful music, the mood remains heavy as ever. However, I'm given no time to think as I'm spun back around by a very worried son frantically chasing me checking me for any injuries.
Oh my gosh, are you sure you're okay? You poor thing, you must have been so scared. Oh, I'm sorry we weren't there sooner. If only we knew, we would have...
Don't worry, I'm okay. Son, don't worry about it, I'm okay. Son still looks guilty. He continues to check my arms and torso to see if I'm hurt, but at least he isn't pulling me around like a rag doll.
I have to worry. Keeping everyone safe here is my job. If I can't protect one person, then...
Son is visibility distraught. His rays are practically drooping. Seems that didn't help much. Calm him down with words. Calm him down with a hug. Continue your job. I'll give him a hug. It's a bit of a reach, considering how tall he is compared to me, even when kneeling. But I managed to wrap my arms around Son's torso, hoping that'll calm him down. Son doesn't say anything, but instead hugs me back, his internal fans getting much louder. He has one arm around my torso and one hand softly holding the back of my head. It's a gentle hug. It feels safe. We say nothing for a few minutes. I was trying to calm him down, but honestly, this hug is a huge comfort for me too. Aqua. Anyway, no wonder they're trusted with kids, even as an adult. I feel an odd sense of security around them. Considering what just happened, it feels nice. Question.
Huh?
What was Moon alerted to anyway?
Oh, a little boy snuck in to see Freddy again.
He seems irritated when he says that. Again?
Yeah, this isn't the first time the little rule breaker snuck in here.
Something tells me that security isn't as strict as you would think. Though, if a kid managed to sneak in more than once. But if he just wants to see Freddy, then I don't really see a problem with it. It's not like the kid's hurting anyone, and I doubt Freddy's gonna let him get into trouble. He seems almost playfully bitter, but what did this kid even do? Maybe I should ask later, though I have to keep going with the generators. I don't get very far, though, before I'm suddenly picked up by Sun. What the? Where are we going? Sun manages to carry me with one arm, using the other one to move various other objects in front of the massive door.
Making sure no one's getting in here.
Can't you put me down, though?
No. After all that, there's no way I can leave you on your own now. What if that person finds you here and we're not around?
What if this? What if that? Son, we're in the same room. If that person somehow got in, I'm pretty sure you'd notice. Looking up at Son's face, I noticed the long cable lower from the ceiling and hook onto Son's back.
You heard Moon. We're not taking any chances.
We suddenly jerk upward, and I'm lifted into the air along with Sun, albeit much faster and more recklessly than Moon. Hey, at least let me call Vanessa first. I don't think she even knows about that freak, since the staff bots didn't react at all.
Gosh, you're right. Okay, but we're making it quick.
Sure thing. Sun suddenly changes directions in the air as we start heading back towards the desk. However, I think Sun tried dropping from the height way too early as we basically start free falling towards the ball pit. Oh. Grab onto Sun. I am just barely able to grab onto Sun before gravity takes me. We both tangled in the cable though. Once again, we're stunned into silence. Just when I thought things were calming down, I just feel my heart going a mile a minute from adrenaline, and Sun's internal fans are on full blast. I keep clinging onto Sun for dear life as we're slowly lowered into the ball pit. Clutching my chest with one hand over my racing heart, I'm able to get out of the tangled mess pretty easily. Sun is clearly having a harder time, though, just trashing in the tangled cable. Sun, chill out! Let me get you out of that.
No thanks. I'm fine. I can get out myself.
Bruh. I sigh, standing in silent for about a minute as Sun fails to get out himself. Sun? Sun finally stops, his faceplate drooping in defeat. Do you want my help now? Alright then, hold still for a second. Getting him out of the cable isn't hard. Once I'm done, I unhook the cable from his back and let it retreat back to the ceiling. I give Sun a minute before I decided to speak again. You want to get out of the ball pit now?
Yeah.
It's like, come on, kid. Bruh. I can't tell if he's upset or embarrassed at what just happened as we exit the ball pit and make the walk back to the desk.
That's kind of why I don't use the cable, funnily enough. I usually just leave it to Moon.
Oh, really? Actually, I kind of get it now. Not to diss you or anything, but Moon seemed to know what he was doing, I think.
Yep, he has a lot more time to practice because of patrols. Plus being active whenever the kids are sleeping.
So, he doesn't go free-falling and end up tangled in a cable.
Well, no. But I could do it just as well.
Not doubting that. You just need more time. You want to try it again, then? I can keep a timer for you.
No, wait. What do you need a timer for?
To keep track of how long you can go without getting tangled.
No, I'm not doing that again.
I can't help but laugh at Sun's embarrassment, all a while the poor guy just crosses his arms and pouts. Okay, you don't have to do that. Just felt like messing with ya, is all. I playfully roll my eyes as I go to pick up my phone. Glancing back at Sun, I pull up Vanessa's contact on my phone and hold it out for Sun to take. You wanna call Vanessa for me? I can work on the next generator in the meantime.
Yes, please.
Sun wastes no time grabbing the phone and calling Vanessa, and I leave him to it as I go to sort out the next mess of cables. Okay. I need number 2, and number 3, and number 4. Standing up straight, I stretch my arms over my head as I glance back at Sun on the phone. He has the device held in front of him, probably on speaker mode, and he seems concerned. Not that I was really paying attention to what he was doing just now.
There's no need for that. I'm sure you'll see what I mean if you look at the cameras. Maybe not right now, but whenever you have the time.
He's waving his other hand in front of him nervously, and his rays have shrunk a little bit. What did Vanessa say to him? Sun glances over at me for a moment before Vanessa starts talking again, and he sets his attention back on the phone.
If something really did happen, the Scott Cawthon would have let me know.
But what if they don't?
That should be possible. I believe that if it was just one thought, there's no way that any of them would just stop working out of knowing.
Well, what if they didn't think the person was dangerous?
Son, that's not possible. They're supposed to go on, but they say someone that shouldn't be here. Look, I don't want to completely interrupt what you're saying, but what you're telling me just doesn't sound me. I'll ask him about it later. I have to go check on the kitty.
Before Sun can respond, Vanessa hangs up. His arms drop in defeat as I make my way over to him and his hands back to the phone. She didn't believe you.
I don't think so.
But you told her that I got attacked. That should be enough proof for her.
Yeah, but she's saying there's no way someone could have got in without getting spotted by staff bots.
Oh. The staff bots were completely unresponsive, though. Not that Vanessa would believe that, it
But
seems.
she thought maybe I was hallucinating a rabbit we used to have here. When I told her the person was dressed like a rabbit.
What?
Yep, I tried telling her that it was real since you were there, and
There used to be a rabbit here?
yeah, I don't know much about him other than his name was Bonnie. He was one of the Glamrocks.
Huh.
Yeah, the others don't really like to talk about it, so
I guess that's something else we can ask Vanessa about later.
maybe.
Remembering what I'm supposed to be doing, I put my phone back in my pocket and go to the computer to shut off the lights for the 3rd time. Halfway there. Glancing at the little digital clock in the corner of the screen, I keep a mental note of the time. 3 a.m. I sigh, not wasting any more time, and turning the lights off, watching as the room dims around me, and my only source of light are the screens and the little charging station on the wall. Yawning, I step back from the computer. I know I have to hurry up and get this done, but now that my adrenaline is starting to wear off, I don't know if I can. I sigh and glance back at Moon, who's given me a knowing look.
Feeling tired again.
Not really. That was a lie, and I think Moon knows it. I'll be fine. Moon still isn't convinced, arms crossed and one eyebrow raised, his bright red eyes scan my face. So, shall we continue? I take my flashlight back out, making my way a few steps past the desk. However, when I look back at Moon, I notice the cable lowering behind him. He points a finger at me. He starts hovering off the ground.
Stay there. I'll be right back.
With that, he leaves, the cable allowing him to maneuver over the barriers of the daycare and disappear. Shrugging and lowering my flashlight, I stay put. Not like I was going anywhere anyway. Eventually decided to sit on the floor with my legs crossed and my chin resting on my palm. Since I have nothing better to do, I look around at my surroundings, several towers of stacked foam cans and sparkling floor, and large cutouts of the Glamrock animatronics that decorate the place. For a place that's full of kids during the day, it's really organized. Probably because of Sun. He did say that he never left this place, and I can imagine keeping it looking nice is a big reason why. I can't help but feel kind of bad though. Sun and Moon's entire lives are in this daycare. I know they have each other, but I can't imagine spending all my time in such a small area. My train of thought is cut off when a pair of red eyes peering at me just beyond the barrier. I sigh, pushing myself back up. There you are, Moon. Are we gonna? A loud ringing hits my ears and I jump, dropping my flashlight. What? Covering one of my ears with one hand, I try to pick it back up, and a familiar red haze overlays my vision. With it now back in my hands, I point it at the direction of the eyes. However, they disappear as quickly as they came, and the noise in my ears fades into nothing but the subtle ambience within the daycare. My arms drop to my sides. I hear the familiar sound of gears and robotics. When I look up, Moon is already renovating the daycare. I'm not even sure if what I saw was real, or my mind playing tricks on me due to stress. Either way, I try taking deep breaths to calm down my rapidly beating heart as Moon approaches me, the cable unhooking from his back and retracting back up.
I wanted to do a quick check around the daycare, just to keep an eye on things. Also, I brought you this.
He gives me an open can of Fizzy Faz, and although reductively I take it. So, nothing out of the ordinary.
So far, no.
That's good. He stares at me for a moment as I take a long sip of the soda. Somehow, it tastes even sweeter than normal.
Did something happen while I was away? Your heart's racing.
Tell him the truth. Well, Moon's expression softens as he waits for me to answer. I was over here, waiting for you to come back. And over there, I point to where I saw them just past the barrier. I saw these red eyes. I thought it was you at first, but then I started hearing this loud noise. Moon's eyes widened slightly. It was the same thing I heard when that rabbit lady attacked me, so... Moon looks to where I'm pointing and takes a few steps towards it.
Did it look like she was trying to get in?
I don't know. She was just there. Right before you showed up, she just, well, vanished. I can hear Moon's internal fans getting louder.
Hopefully, that means she can't get in here.
Yeah, that would be nice.
The fact that she knows you're here isn't good, though.
Yeah, don't say. I take another long drink of the soda, using my other hand to point my flashlight towards the structures. Shall we now? Moon tilts his head at me.
Shouldn't you give it a minute?
Why?
I don't think trying to work with this level of stress is a good thing.
I'll be fine. I've managed to pass 12 hours on, 10 minutes of sleep. I'll live.
I can't say I'm surprised. Don't tell anyone I said this, but all in charge of this place are known to splurge.
Look, just let me deal with this one generator, and after that, sure, maybe I'll take it easy for a bit. Moon raises an eyebrow, clearly not internally believing me. Promise. I practically give in for now. Moon sighs before nodding his head at the structures, motivating for me to follow him as he leads me to the next generator. I sit the soda can on the ground by the structures before I follow Moon in. He plops down next to the generator, looking over at me.
Go on.
I nod, putting my flashlight down so I can test the generator. The machine's LEDs turn green as the mechanisms come roaring to life. Good, no problems. I do notice that my hand holding the switch is shaking a bit, though more than normal.
Something wrong.
What?
You're just staring at it.
Oh. I switch the generator back off and pick up my flashlight before making my way back out of the structure. After picking up the soda can I left on the ground, I wait a moment for Moon to follow, lightly tapping my foot on the ground. Moon stands back up, about still slouching, and gives me a concerned look.
Are you sure you're alright?
Yeah. Why? Moon points at my hand holding the flashlight. I didn't realize it, but I'm gripping the thing way tighter than I thought. I loosen my hold on it as I start walking back to the desk.
See why I told you to take a break now?
I roll my eyes. Yeah. Anyway, Moon stays silent, leaning back against the desk as I put down the soda and turn the lights on. I mark my progress on and turn my flashlight off, watching as Sun sits on the desk, lightly kicking his legs back and forth.
So, break time.
I sigh. I can't. I have to finish this.
Hey, you said you'd take a break after that one.
Sorry, but I can't keep dragging this out.
Come on, please.
I make my way to the cables on the floor, being extra careful as I go to sit down since my hands are still shaking a lot. Okay. So I need...
No.
What the? Sun suddenly grabs my wrist and practically drives me away from the wall.
You're shaking. It's not safe to do that now.
Technically, he's not wrong. Well, I'm practically vibrating. You sure that was a soda and not an energy drink that Moon gave me? I notice Sun's rays are shrinking a bit and he's avoiding eye contact. Sun? Sun, what did you do?
Okay, maybe I put some soda in the drink. I thought it would help.
Oh my gosh. He says it so fast that his words start blending together, but I can still understand him. Seriously?
I'm sorry.
Sun lets go of my wrist, staring at the ground like a kicked puppy. I tried to go back to the cables, only for Sun to drag me over to the desk again. Sun, really?
I know I messed up, but messing with cables and machines with shaky hands isn't safe.
I sigh. You really think so? Sun stares at me for a second before nodding. I raise an eyebrow at him, but I decide to stop resisting. Alright, fine. Sun doesn't say anything for a moment before suddenly picking me up. What?
1 second.
I notice the cable lowering. Good lord, not again. Sun? No.
I'll be careful this time.
The cable lifts us off the ground much more slowly this time. Okay, he isn't messing around this time. Since he's not rushing, the ride isn't nearly as reckless. We're only in the air for a few moments before Sun steps onto the small balcony that leads into his room. Okay, why are we here?
Just a precaution. That's all.
Sure. Taking a good look at the room behind us, it feels oddly lonely compared to the daycare. There is a small staircase leading into the space, which is only faintly illuminated by the bright fluorescent lights behind us. There are some fairy lights strung to the wall, but several of the bulbs are broken or dim. The floor is wooden and looks like it hasn't been swept in ages, and there's various random objects strewn around the floor, plushies, stools, foam, shapes, and other things. I had to read that right. In the corner next to a small chair is a broken staff bot, its body mangled and its head ripped off. I hear Sun gave a nervous chuckle, clearly noticing me staring at his, well, less than colorful living space.
Welcome to my room.
Ask why is it messy? Ask why is it so dreary? Huh. For someone so happy, this place feels sad. I don't mean that as an insult or anything, just the vibe is getting...
No, I get that. Normally we don't get visitors. We're so busy that we never really considered it.
Huh.
Well,
Sun goes and plops down onto a single beanbag chair in the corner of the room.
whatever you want to do up here.
Okay. I look around a bit, seeing if anything in particular catches my eye. One corner is covered in various drawings, most likely from the kids Sun and Moon look after on a daily basis. There's also a few messy rag dolls and other little things made to look like them placed neatly on the small table. Another corner, what appears to be a hole in the wall, leads into another room. My eyes land on Sun again. The damaged staff bot rests in his lap as he tries to reattach his head. He doesn't even seem to notice me watching at all. Seeing how careful he's being with it makes me wonder how that bot got up here in the first place. But maybe I should leave the question for later. Ask about the drawings. Ask about the small room. The hole in the wall is just big enough for me to crawl through. Dust greets me on the other side. Lots of dust. Dreading the overcoming sneezing fit, I take a quick look around the small room. Some glam rock drawings, the wall boxes cover the floor, and clothing racks join the drawings. There's also a random wooden board. Is this a spare storage room or something? That catches my attention. The most, though, is a Soul arcade machine in the left corner. It's really dusty and looks like it hasn't been touched in decades. Above the screen reads the title of the game, Balloon World. Despite the game clearly being abandoned for a while, the screen still flashes between a leaderboard and a screen reading insert coin in a pixel font. I don't have my wallet on me right now, otherwise I would give the game a try. Maybe I can return before I leave if I have the time. For now, there's not much else to see here. However, as I make my way back through the hole in the wall, I notice that the lights in Sun's and Moon's room are out. Actually, scratch that. They're just gone.
The lights burned out.
I jump slightly, turning to see Moon right next to me, holding the coiled up lights and as he goes to sit in the beanbag chair. Oh.
I can't say I'm surprised. Don't tell anyone I said this, but all in charge of this place are known to splurge.
Nah, I'm not arguing with you.
I will give them some credit, though. If it weren't for them being so stingy, I might not even be here right now.
What?
Remember that bug you've been mentioning?
I nod. Moon leans back in the chair a bit, facing the ceiling.
If you want, I can tell you some things.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious. It would definitely explain some things. Like how Moon got the red eyes and why the generators are in the play structures. I nod before dragging a small cushion to sit a bit closer to where Moon is and sit down.
Where do I...
Well, is that why they closed the daycare? How did you deal with it? How exactly did you two deal with that bug?
I'd say Sun was the one who let me deal with it. The lights in here would be kept on at all times. Meaning Sunny was always active. As for me, I wasn't in a lot of trouble always.
So the bug mainly affected you?
Technically. However, I would be lying if I said Sun wasn't affected at all. While the staff was using the generators to deal with me, Sun was left on his own for a while. I won't go into detail, but I can't imagine what it felt like for him. Sun would go weeks without seeing anyone, while still having me to deal with.
He saw his arms spreading out onto the floor as he stares at the ceiling.
Should have fought against the bug harder than I did.
Should have fought against the bug harder than I did. Well, that certainly clears some things up. But it still doesn't answer everything. I still have no idea what exactly the bug did to Moon, but from what I can tell, it sounds pretty bad. That and how the bug came about in the first place is still a mystery to me. Maybe now isn't the time to ask. You weren't in control? That's concerning. That's kind of concerning. Moon nods.
That's definitely an understatement.
I'd probably lose my mind if I were isolated for that long.
You can ask Sonny about it if you want. How are you feeling now?
What?
Is all the extra sugar starting to wear out?
I completely forgot about that, even though that's why we're up here in the first place. I stopped shaking, which is definitely a good sign. Yeah, I think so.
Alright then.
Moon gets up and walks to the balcony as the cable lowers in his level.
Continue.
Yeah, 1 sec. Checking my phone for the time. Any new notifications? I push myself up the floor, one hand on the curtain-covered wall for support. However, I feel something stick to my palm and I pull my hand away. Peeling it off with my other hand, I realize it's a piece of paper that likely been taped to the wall. What catches my eye, though, is one word written on the in bold black letters: missing. I don't get a good look at the small poster before Moon's voice snaps me out of it. Casino? Yeah. I quickly cover up the poster with the curtain before speed walking to Moon. The lights from the daycare shining onto the balcony cause Moon to transform back into Sun, who waves at me. I pick up the pace a bit, going to stand next to him. Wasting no time, Sun picks me up and brings me back down to the desk. My mind wanders back to the poster. The only other detail I got from that was that the victim is 7 years old. Just a kid.
So, what do you think
Huh?
of what Moon told you about the bug?
Oh. It must have been hard for you both. I think it must have been really hard for you two. Since Moon wasn't in control of himself and you were basically isolated in here for what, weeks? Sun sighs as we walk to the desk, unhooking the cable from his back.
I really like thinking about it, but yeah, it does make me appreciate how things are now, though. It also makes me appreciate having Mooney around, too. Not having him around for that long was not fun.
I shrug. Hey, I'd say you two at least learned something from it. Not that it completely cancels it out, but you know. Sun nods, smiling brightly as usual. I sigh, glancing at the remaining cables. I take my phone out of my pocket to check the time quickly. 5 a.m. Well, I'm officially pulling an all-nighter, nothing I'm unfamiliar with. Okay, so we're gonna do the line right here. Number 2. And number 3. And number 4. And number 5. And number 6. I stay seated on the floor for a minute, stretching my arms above my head as I lay down on the cold, hard tile. Sleeping in that chair definitely didn't do my back any favors. I closed my eyes for a minute to black out the fluorescent lights pouring into my eyes. Not that it really helps, hints of orange and yellow managed to break through. I stay like that for a minute until something blacks out the light. Opening them, I see Sun standing over me, hands in his pockets.
Are you okay?
I toss an arm over my eyes. Yeah, all good.
Need a hand.
Give me a hand. I hear his footsteps as he moves around me, a good enough sign to peek out from under my arm as any, Sun giving me his outstretched hand. Take his hand. Breathing out a sigh, I set my arm beside me and use my other to grab his. He smiles brightly as he pulls me up, putting his other hand on my shoulder for balance. Thanks.
No problem.
Sun gives me a pat on the shoulder before starting to walk back to the desk. I'm about to follow him, but I stop when I notice something. A few handprints on his back, along with bits of what I'm assuming is paint and marker ink. Sun,
Yes.
is that paint on your back?
Oh, that's nothing. You know how kids are.
Sun laughs bashfully, waving his hand. Well, yeah, I figured. Does the maintenance staff help you with that, at least? All he does is fidget with his hands, eyes towards the computer. Well, that answers it. Ask why. Eyebrows furrowed, I follow Sun back to the desk. The staff really can't be bothered, huh? I leaned over the desk, resting both arms on it as I look up at him. I don't know. The way you've talked about the staff here, do they really care that little about you and Moon? Sun shrugs, trying to keep the mood up.
Well, we're not for everyone. Some don't mind us. Others do. But we try.
That's good. Uh-huh. So, you're sure it's fine? Sun nods, the bells on his wrist emitting a soft chime as he gives me a double thumbs up. You think whoever's at parts and service would be more on top of things?
Well, I'm sure they're busy. There's no need to bother them.
Every part of Sun's body is giving off a different signal. His hands wave everything off. His rays shrink back, and the smile he wears seems forced. Something wrong?
No,
I blinked. Sun clearly knows that I'm not convinced.
just they're busy enough as is. Wouldn't want them worrying about us.
Is that about the bug? Sun's staring at the floor, one hand fidgeting with the ribbons around his wrist. He nods. Well, you want to talk about it? If not, it's...
No. Mooney already let you in on it. It's only fair that I tell you some things too, right?
If you insist.
Well, while the daycare was closed, we weren't really seeing anyone. And of course, the staff didn't stick around long when they had to come in here. They mainly stopped by to install the generators and make sure they were working. To keep Moon away. And I heard some of them talking once. One of them asked if they really needed to keep both of us around after.
After what? Oh. So that's why he doesn't like parts and service. He's still worried that they're going to get rid of Moon.
Everything's fine now. I know that. I still can't help but worry, though. I don't know if I can handle being completely alone here.
Moon did mention Sun being isolated for a while. But if the staff did all of that just to keep Moon at bay, try lifting the mood. Ask about what Moon did. If you don't mind me asking, what exactly did Moon do? Sun looks at me silent. Just curious, since apparently the staff had to go to those lengths just to keep him out. It couldn't have been that bad, right? Can't help but wonder, you know. Sun lightly shrugs himself as he looks towards the computer.
Maybe it would be better if Moon answered that.
I follow his gaze, the computer screen sitting idly waiting for me to issue the usual command. I guess. Maybe I should try steering this conversation back on track. So, how do you feel about how things are now? I fidget with the scroll button on the computer mouse. Glancing at the time, we're already almost halfway through the hour, didn't think my shift would include this much talking. At least that makes this job more interesting than sorting cables in
I
silence.
can definitely say I like how things are. It feels nice knowing everything is mostly back to normal.
That's good, at least. Sun suddenly grabs my shoulders and forces me to face the computer.
Keep going, then. I don't want to keep you from your responsibilities for too long.
Fair enough. I look back at the time and sigh as Sun sits on the desk again. For goodness sake, I would have inhaled a whole bottle of melatonin pills if I knew I'd be up this late. Sun seems to do a double take, pointing at me like he wants to say something before backing off. But
Language!
I raise an eyebrow, cracking a slight smile at his antics. Son, I'm an adult, and there's no one around.
I know. Just force of habit.
I snicker at that. I snicker at that even when he's not working. Yes. He has a filter. Oh my goodness, my reading. To try to make Sun cut. Bro, that's cute. It's kind of cute. Sun says nothing for the moment, his rays spinning as he sits cross-legged on the desk.
What?
I shrug, checking my phone for any notifications. Just the fact that you don't say words at all. You definitely could. It's not like you get in trouble for it. But you just, well, don't.
Well, I have to. I'd rather that than have you risk saying something bad in front of the kids out of habit.
Well, of course, yeah, but I don't know what my character's saying. How about Moon? Does he have a 24-hour filter?
Well, that. I think the bug affected his filters a bit, so...
Okay, I'm in the video. I'm
It's not fun.
It's not fun. It's not fun. It kind of is. Sun silently pouts both hands on either side of his head before gently making me turn to face the computer before letting go. I roll my eyes, once cracking a smile at his antics. Alright. See you in a bit. The usual lights out, Moon's out, sitting cross-legged on the desk. Hi. Hello.
Drop it.
Drop what?
I'd rather not think about it.
But that didn't show. You didn't tell me anything. You're not even talking. Oh. So, about that filter.
Yes, I can say fuck. What about it?
I'm making sure I'm editing that out. I blink, not expecting that. Or at least not expecting him to do that so soon. Nothing. I step away from the desk feeling a headache coming on when I start walking towards the play structures. Thankfully, it feels like a normal I only slept for 10 minutes headache and not a the weird rabbit lady is about to hurt me headache. Never did I think I'd be happy for my headache to be from lack of sleep, as if this night couldn't get any weirder. Moon hops off the desk and catches up with me. Honestly, I think I deserve a workers' comp for this. 'Cause I'm definitely not being paid enough to barely survive nearly being murdered by a woman in a rabbit onesie.
Don't joke like that.
Shh! I'm coping. Moving on.
That aside, you'd be lucky if they even believed you.
Moon makes a gesture asking me to follow him, and I tag along as he guides me towards the force generator.
Not that it's your fault. There doesn't know what you would call urgent. Again, don't tell anyone I said that. I'm not trying to get scrapped anytime soon.
Yeah, good plan. I can faintly see the red lights of the next generator behind the frame of the center structure. Just one more after this and I'm done free. I'm home free. One more and I'll get to leave. I'll leave not knowing when or if I'll see these two again. Might as well get any questions out of the way now. Hey, random question. Ask what the bug made him do. Ask where the bug came from. If you don't mind me asking about the bug again, well, any idea where it came from in the first place? Bugs don't just spawn out of nowhere unless someone messes with your programming or something. Moon doesn't say anything for a bit as he guides me through the structure.
I can't say for sure, but it was definitely some kind of tampering.
You think it was Malculus? Or just some sort of oversight?
Well, it seemed very
we shouldn't. That's good. My mind wanders back to the poster I saw in his room. I'm hoping that I'm just overthinking this, and the poster being there is just an unfortunate coincidence. However, my thoughts are cut off when Moon suddenly turns and sits right next to the generator.
Yeah.
I nod, shuffling over and flapping the switch, listening to whatever motors and mechanisms are inside power on as the LED lights flicks to green. 4 down, 1 to go. I turn off the generator as Moon makes a head start back out, and I scramble to follow him. Moon stands up straight, letting out what sounds like a sigh as he stretches his arms above his head. For a moment, I remembered how tall he and Sun actually are, just as he goes right back to his usual slouched stance. Moon notices me looking and tilts his head slightly.
What?
Compliment his height. Ask why he's that tall. Goodness, you're tall. Moon looks at me confused, like if I just asked if the sky is orange.
That's it.
Good going. I'm now fired. Oh my. What are you doing, woman? Well, yeah, didn't really think about it until now, but my goodness, you're built like a whole Okay. Giraffe? I'm not this tall. Oh my gosh. Moon snickers at my compliment, leaning back against the structure behind us.
That was a compliment.
Wait. What does the 3 mean? What's the 3 mean? Okay, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just doing it because it's funny and I know it's gonna be funny. We're gonna do this. Don't get any ideas. Moon crosses his arms, looking down at me while he waits for my response. Christina? Oh no. Goodness, why is he looking at me like that? This is very awkward for me. Yeah, you put yourself in that place and I'm not letting you get out because you done did it. Yeah. I give him an awkward thumbs up. If I don't just forget how the English language works. Yeah, because you need to go to English class to learn how to speak. Moon shakes his head, clearly entertained at my embarrassment. Hold on. 911, what's your emergency? Yes, right there. Come on then. Okay. What was that laugh? Jeez. Oh my goodness. What is this? What? To himself as he starts walking back to the desk. Goodness. Am I really flirting with a robot right now? You tell me. You're the one that's doing it. Maybe it's about time I do some serious introspection. Yeah, you need to go to therapy. Or I pretend that entirely normal in hopes that it happens again. Look, you're overthinking it. You're blowing it out of proportion. You can literally compliment somebody and not even mean it that way, but you done did it. You cooked, fried, double deep fried, skewered, marinated. I don't know. The rest is up to you. Goodness, Christina, no, focus. Yeah, you need to focus. I quickly snap myself out of whatever I just experiencing. Yeah, because you don't put yourself there. Why are we still talking about it? Of course, I follow him back, stopping at the computer. Now you're the puppy.
Last one.
I know. Last one. It feels kind of weird knowing it's almost over. Earlier, it felt like I was making no progress, and now I'm about to ready to leave for the night. Glancing at the clock, it reads 6 a.m. Yeah! I done broke the computer! Wait. Actually, did I break the computer? It's 6 a.m. There's nothing. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, I think I actually broke the computer. I don't know what's going on. That's interesting. Do not save that. Go back. Load this. 531 history menu. Turn to the main menu. Yes. I have no idea what just happened. Load game. It didn't save? Why did it not save? What? Do you hear me?
What just happened? Did I break the fourth wall? Oh my dude. Okay.
Well, darn, my chair just got messed up. Well, guys, that is After Hours. If you guys want me to do the other parts in this game, because you can actually get more pictures in the game, for like sun, there's like a picture right here. I don't know what it is, but there's like different pictures you can get. And then there's ones of moon, and I think there's ones of Annie, or maybe eclipse. I don't know. But yeah, it's just these. I meant to get one. I don't know what happened. It didn't save like I told it to, and yeah, so. But if you guys want me to get the rest of them, please leave a like and comment down below and let me know how I did. Sorry if I kind of bored you guys a little bit with reading. I was trying to get through it. It was a lot of reading. But yeah, shout out to the creator that made this, and I absolutely love the game. You should definitely make one for the Glamrocks. Like, I would play that thing like crazy. And literally, if you got to choose your character, I would love to have my OC in there so you can play as my character, like my FNAF OC, and then you could just play as either like a night guard, male, female, like whatever, doesn't matter what, you know, and stuff like that. That would be fun. It would be a lot of artwork, which I would mainly help with you too also, but like, dude, that would be a really cool game. So as always, just let me know how I did, and I hope you guys have a wonderful and blessed day, and I will see you in the next video. Christina Cuddlebear signing out. Bye bye.